Shaq, what does this night mean for you? You mentioned earlier, I know that you said you got the call from Tim and Tim Donovan and Pat, and to let you know a year ago or so, and since then you've been expecting this. But now that you're here, what do you expect?
This is an inside joke for all the Miami people. It's definitely unexpected. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, that definitely wasn't expecting it. Tim called me last year and he texted me, and I kind of texted him something vulgar back because I thought it was one of my friends playing around. And Tim was like, call me, so I called him and then got on the three-way with Pat. And, it's a big honor. I came here and Pat had the crazy idea that I'd come in on a diesel truck, and I didn't realize that that many fans were going to be waiting. But when I pulled up, and Stu, you know what I'm talking about, it made me get that feeling of like being in LA doing the parades with all the people. And every time I said at a parade in LA, I'm gonna bring a championship here, it always came true. So it was like 3,000-4,000 people out there, and I just got that feeling again, and I said it. And we had a enigmatic, eclectic team, but we pulled it together, and it was fun. It was fun. 2006 was definitely a fun year.
You just sort of took some of what I was going to ask. When you said it was definitely it was a different team in 2006.
Yeah, it was different. We had a bunch of misfits on the team. I could say it, and we had a bunch of guys that were respectively the man on their team once in their career, and I think myself and Pat and D-Wade, we had to just keep everybody together. Best thing Pat did was have practice at 12 o'clock, because those guys used to go out every night on the beach. So, John, you know Pat with his 10 o'clock practice, so I had a conversation with Pat, like, Pat, can you just please move it back to 12? That way, if you go out, you come in at 4, you still got 6-7 hours to get ready. So he did that, and that was the first step. But, we just stuck together. And I actually was very scared when we went down 0-2 Dallas. But Pat gives those Hoosier-type motivational speeches. He almost killed himself talking to us one time. He came in, and he came with a piece of paper, and he said something like, the world's record holder for holding your breath is 4 minutes. And he did it for like 8 minutes. And I was like, Pat, you all right? And he came up, and he almost died that day. But it was just, tells you about Pat. He was, grateful for the job. I'm actually glad he came downstairs and took us to the next level. And it was a fun year. I finally watched the championship DVD, and it brought back a lot of memories.
You've gone through this a couple of times now with the jersey retirements, and the Lakers are going to do the statue and all that for you this spring. Do you think about legacy? Do you think about what people perceive your legacy to be, or did it matter to you more as a player instead of now when you're kind of enjoying what that legacy is?
As a youngster, I thought about being as good as the ones that played before me. I thought about having my name mentioned. And the one that got me focusing on that and thinking like that was Jerry West. Because when I got to LA, I was doing a whole bunch of stuff, and he just pulled me in and said, listen, I know you got a lot going on. You're doing movies, you're doing albums. And then he made me look up. And he said, if you want your name up there one day, you're going to have to start climbing down. And I looked, and I was like, man, Magic, Kareem, Will. And, like, that was the first time somebody told me I was good enough to be up there. And so I kind of started thinking about it then. And I just wanted to, play my game. And I just wanted to play my game and win, because I didn't want you guys writing about me like you write about Charles Barkley. So I just had to win.
Shaq, good evening. Could you talk about tonight's scenario? Like, both teams, you've won rings. Both teams, you got your jersey retired. What's so special about tonight?
Well, tonight is that we've had fun in Miami. I was on the downslide of my career. I saw something in D-Wade. I saw something in the city. The city was like a mini LA. People come to Miami to party anyway. So, I know if you know from a personal experience about being in LA, if you give them good product, people are going to come. Next thing I know, Puffy was my next door neighbor, and Denzel will be showing up at games, and Rick Ross and DJ Khaled, start to become Miami start to become more of a hot spot. And it was just fun, 2006. Those are some of the best years in my NBA career.
Shaq, I know it's tough to rank any championship, but how would you rank that year in Miami and that title as opposed to your other three?
It'd probably be my second one. The first one was the one that Kobe and myself got. That was special. But this one was also special because, one, everybody thought that we couldn't do it. And then second of all, I really didn't have a Shaq-like finals. And D-Wade just, stepped up. And, it was the first time in my career I had a backup who was a superstar, though. I did okay in the finals, but Alonzo Mourning, the way he came in and just controlled the defense, controlled the board, me and him together reminded me of the old Shaq. So this one will probably be my second favorite.
Hey Shaq, what moments stick with you when you reflect on Luke Walton playing with you as a rookie?
Well, Luke was definitely a great, unselfish player. And, we'd always talk about the game. We'd always talk about his crazy father, all that stuff. And, one thing I always liked about Luke is he always looked for me in the game. Like, he would penetrate and, he had the ability to score. He was a pretty good player, but he would always, give me little, easy drop-off passes. And I tried to, return the favor for him. He's probably the only rookie that I never hazed. Because I hazed everybody. The statute of limitation is up on that, so I can say that now.
Why didn't you haze Luke?
Because he was just a nice kid. Good-looking kid, curly hair. He was just, he was just too sweet. I didn't want to crush him.
Shaq, when you went through recruiting, it was so much different. And now that you're seeing it from a parental side, just how do you kind of try to protect your son from everything that's out there and this whole process, which has to be crazy already?
Yeah, it's very crazy. I use a little bit of deja vu. First thing my father taught me is make a decision on where you want to go, decision that's best for you. And, the same goes with my son Sharif. And he knows not to take anything, not to sign anything. He knows that stuff that the agents say they can do or, college coach say they can do, we can do for ourselves. So I've been kind of just sitting back and letting them, spread his own wings. And he's a fabulous little player. And he told me his top 5 schools, and he threw LSU in there at the end to probably make me feel good. But, it's going to be his decision, and, he'll definitely make the right decision.